Hi there, Sparrow Wren with Studio 64 Live. I am here with something extra special tonight. Here at Billy Blues, unbelievably it's a Tuesday, and every Tuesday, Ben Rice and the PDX Hustle play here. Studio 64 is an online music magazine, which is ideal for something like this, to let people know that we have an international talent here doing a free show every Tuesday. Let's go in and check it out.
Welcome to Ben Rice.
Hi, Sparrow Wren. I am here and I'm so excited. I'm here with another session of Studio 64 Live, and I am very excited. This is somebody I've wanted to interview and get to know better for the longest time. I am here with Ben Rice. Yay!
How's it going?
Excellent. I'm super happy. Yeah, I always look forward to Tuesdays because of what you do. So, you are just getting off of your show here at Billy Blues on Tuesdays. Tell me about your Billy Blues experience.
It's been great. You know, Tuesday nights are usually an off night, but we kind of started it as a way to have the band just play a show once a week, and it's an off night, and it really turned into something really kind of cool, where it's just become a giant roller coaster ride, where we play our set, our show, we play the songs that we've been working on all week, we bust them out on Tuesday nights, and people come out, and dancers come out, and it's a whole lot of fun.
It really is. I mean, from my perspective, it's like the best thing ever. I get like a national/international act every Tuesday from 8 till 10. It's phenomenal. And in exchange for you doing the show, I think you're the only band that does this live thing every weekday. How did you come up with that, and how does it benefit you and the band?
Yeah. So, a mentor of mine out of Nashville, it was kind of his idea that we add horns to the band, and we add keyboards and vocals, and he goes, you know what you should do is because that's a big band, you should put together a residency, and that way you can like practice kind of wear it. Like at first it felt like a new suit. It's like, oh, I've got this suit on, and like, I don't know, because I come from like a three-piece band, like guitar, bass, drums, just straight ahead, and so like the bigger band was kind of like wearing a new suit, and it was kind of, at first it's like, I don't know, like, this is a huge, how do you hear everything? But in rehearsal, that's one aspect too, but on stage, it's a whole nother thing, because everybody's playing full steam, and everything's loud and in your face, and so it kind of gave me a chance to get used to like the sound and the almost like the controlled chaos of having a larger band.
But as I was looking at some of your history, I see you come from a very musical family, and if I remember right, I think you fell in love with the guitar at 7?
At 5.
At 5?
Yeah, my dad had a guitar, and 5 years old, my dad had a guitar, and he'd come home and just play it. And he doesn't play guitar, but he knows, like, if I put this finger here and strum, it sounds good, and put this finger here, it sounds good. And so I have 3 brothers, and they all play, and like we watch him. And this is before any of us played music, but we always listened to it before that. And we're just like, what is this thing? And then my oldest brother got a drum set. My second older brother got a bass guitar, and when I was 7, I got my own guitar, and my brothers would rehearse in the living room, and I'd watch them rehearse every day after school, and then my dad made like a music studio at home, and then I'd see them do this, and so eventually I started doing that. I started playing with them, and I started playing with my own friends too, so I'd have friends come over after school and we'd just play music.
Nice.
It's like I had the drums, I had the bass, and I was just like, yeah, ride the bus over. Like we'll jam.
So do you still consider yourself like primarily, like is your first voice still guitar, or are you feeling like you can express yourself equally now vocally and with guitar?
I definitely feel more fluent on the guitar. The voice is, I love singing, and I definitely work harder at it than guitar right now. I love singing though, but like kind of over time, at first it was like all guitar and then singing, and then like kind of like they're kind of getting close to each other. But
because most of what you do is original.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, right.
I also, like tonight, I just started playing washboard guitars after a little bit of a hiatus. My dad builds cigar box guitars. I got one when I was 14 off of eBay, and he saw it and was like, what is this? Like, I can build this. Why did you buy one? And I was like, no, like, you can't build this. This is like a musical instrument. And he's like, I'm going to build you a better one. Like, this is so easy, and it's just kind of fragile. Like, I'm going to build you a better one. And it took him about 6 tries. And then he got one that I could kind of make music on. And then I started playing that out, and then people wanted to buy them from him, and he couldn't believe it. He's like, it's just a box and a hunk of wood. Like, why would anybody want this?
All right. Okay, so the full band now. Your lineup is Pete Peterson on sax.
Yeah.
Yes? And tell me a little about Pete.
Well, I first met Pete at 3 a.m. We were doing a late night blues dance session with another blues singer, and this was during the waterfront. So we're at the festival all day, and it's all week long, and we're all just existing on fumes and just vibrations. And we're doing this gig, and it's me and Pete Peterson and Ben Jones on bass, and Maria Capo. Anyways, so we're playing this like late night sultry jazz blues like dance gig, and the sax player is playing like the most killing stuff. I'm like, this guy, who's this dude? He's just like swinging and has this like Lester Young kind of sound doing, and just kind of like wilty. And I'm just like, I'm picking out like these little like wafer cookies of notes that he's playing. I'm just like who are you? And that's when we first met. And so when I started getting the horns together, I was like, all right, I know the person I'm gonna call first is Pete Peterson as soon as I can, because he was so good. And I met John at the George Harrison tribute at the Revolution Hall. That's kind of where I first met him, where we first kind of hung out, and I heard him playing, and I was just like you've got like this great tone, and you've got this great experimental sound too, because like I want to have that like traditional horn band sound, but I also want to try to figure out how to incorporate some kind of off kilter effects too that we can do.
And the choreography. We got to talk about the choreography, right?
They just started that. So
that was them.
That was all them.
Yeah.
They just started it, and at first it was like, your horns are dancing, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? Okay, you can't see them, but they got moves. And
yeah, good moves.
Well, at first, it's like, I don't know. Those don't look too natural, but now they look really good.
Yeah, really good.
So I was like, I'm just gonna let this sit there for a little. It's gonna get good. Like anything, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. And that killer drummer, my gosh.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started right coming out of COVID. I had all these new tunes, and I thought about who I really wanted to play the music with, and Adam was one of those people, where I was like, I don't know if he'll play with me. I need to ask him.
Oh.
And he's gonna say no. He's gonna say no.
You were all fanboy on.
Right? Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally.
Bass. John
Walcott.
Walcott.
Yeah.
He is a cool cat. I always see him with the shades, and I've actually seen him like when he's expressing happiness about what's going on, he snaps it.
Yeah, totally.
Dude's cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He, I met him playing with Curtis Salgado. I met him in the Curtis band, and him and I would stand next to each other on stage and stuff, and like I'd be playing something, and I'd be like, oh, like I missed that note, or I missed this, or something, and he'd kind of look down at me, just kind of like, well, you know, kind of like, you got some more notes coming up, you can hit.
It happens.
You know? But then traveling with him too, we did I think I needed a sub for something, and very last minute, and he was available to do it, and he went on the road trip with us, and sometimes it was like long drives. You get out at a truck stop, and they're just like, you're groggy and stuff, but he was like smiling and whistling, and it's like, all right.
He's a happy traveler.
Yeah, totally. So
Pat McDougall on keys.
yeah, Pat, yeah, he kind of plays with everybody in town. You know, he's very on demand, and you know, he's a great player, a great accompanist, but also he's kind of the yin to my yang a lot of the time, where he's kind of the details, have you thought about this? You know, or like, hey, you know, like I have questions about like the show, or you know, like we're working on a record right now, and he's like, I have questions like, what's your plan to do this song here? Or, let's quantify your vision here, and so we have a lot of fun going back and forth because
sweet. And you do have a new record you're working on right now.
Totally.
When will that be out?
We're gonna start releasing singles in November.
November, okay.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of really great recordings. We've been working at Falcon Studios with Dennis Carter, and having a lot of fun. And yeah, being in the studios, it's a lot of fun, especially when you have great material too. So.
And November 7th, you have a big show coming up.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
It's a double bill at the Alberta Rose Theatre with the Colin Hogan Trio. And Colin Hogan is a great singer, great piano player, local band, and we're like, we got to do something together. And so we're going to not only play, she's got a record coming out, we're going to be releasing a single, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do some interplay. We've already talked about like brainstorming songs that we're going to perform together, and she's going to be here the first week of October to sit in with us here at Billy Blues too.
Oh,
so
that'll be awesome.
we're doing like a little warm up like.
So Sparrow Wren here with Ben Rice, Studio 64 Live. Pete, great show tonight, as always.
Thank you.
So you do some pretty fancy footwork. How did that come about?
Oh, well, you know, I don't know. We just started doing it. It's better than standing still while you're playing and just looking like a bump on a log. I always like to sort of have energy, you know, and people listen with their eyes a lot of times. And so when you're energetic and moving around and animated on stage, people tend to have a better time. And as far as how we came up with the moves, it's, you know, some of them we just start just grooving and feeling it. Other times, once in a while, we'll see somebody out dancing in the audience and they're doing something really cool, like, oh, we should do that too. So
you're stealing moves.
Yeah.
So great show tonight, as always.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was a new thing that I saw, where you guys were up front, sort of fronting things. Is that something that that I just haven't seen yet, or was that a new thing that you tried tonight?
No, I think it was something you might have missed before. You know, Ben's really good about incorporating the horns in a much more interactive space. You know, it's one of our goals to make this as entertaining and engaging a show as possible. And one of those ways is taking us out of the stuck formation that most horn sections get into, and moving on stage, moving around the stage a bit. So
yeah,
it's something we've been working on for a while.
That's pretty cool. And your dancing is on point.
Appreciate that.
So who's the better dancer, you or Pete?
Yeah, it's Ben.
No. That is a good political answer. Who comes up with more of the dance moves in the horn section?
You know, I generally have Pete come up with most of the things because he likes to do things on the fly, and I can grab onto what he's up to. We've each had our input on the more choreographed elements of our dances. One of our main things is just staying moving, staying engaged, and having fun up there.
Yeah, it does, I think, pull things in. It keeps the horns, like, it just feels fresh. So Sparrow Wren here with Ben Rice, Studio 64 Live.
Thank you all very much for